Right now on Eyewitness News at 3, LA County surpasses another grim milestone as Governor Gavin Newsom lays out his plan for reopening the state.
Local hotel workers laid off because of the pandemic, and now they're taking their fight to City Hall demanding job security.
And can female sex hormones help men survive COVID-19? The new trial underway that doctors are calling promising. Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Colleen Sullivan. We are live on ABC7, ABC7.com, and streaming wherever you are on the ABC7 Los Angeles app.
And I'm David Ono in for Ellen Leyva. Los Angeles County has now reached 1,000 deaths due to coronavirus, and this comes as the University of Washington's model, which is often used by White House officials, has raised its projected death toll. Experts now say deaths due to COVID-19 in the U.S. could exceed 74,000 by August. As for California Governor Gavin Newsom, he says next school year could start as early or earlier than normal, possibly as early as July. He's also outlining his 4-stage plan for reopening the state. And joining us with more on what that plan entails is Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda. Carlos?
Well, the good news is the governor says that we're weeks, not months away from making changes to stay-at-home orders. But he says the reopening of the state has to be done only when it is safe. And as you said, the governor says it has to be done in 4 phases. He says right now we're in phase 1. That's where the state will meet with business leaders so they can begin planning, begin logistics, and begin setting up supply chains to allow for the reopening. Now, phase 2 would allow some low-risk activities and some businesses to begin operating. But he says businesses have to make sure customers feel safe. And he says for that, there simply needs to be more testing. Right now, the state is testing about 20,000 people a day. And in the last 24 hours, there have been 54 deaths in the state and more than 1,500 people tested positive. But the governor says right now those numbers remain stable. The big concern, according to the governor, is how kids' education is suffering with all schools shut down all over the state. That's why they are considering moving up the next school year.
As early as late July, early August. So we're beginning to socialize that. We have made no decisions definitively in that space, but I just want folks to know the concern around learning loss.
We'll be focused importantly on making sure that the environment is safe for kids, but also safe for teachers, safe for others that are in the school, safe for those who are providing essential services and supporting those environments where our kids will be.
And under stage 3 of the plan, phase 3, it would allow for more higher risk businesses such as hair salons and gyms. And stage 4, he says that's what everyone wants. It would mean lifting of stay-at-home restrictions, and then we could have events again, such as concerts and sporting events, but that's still a long time away, according to the governor. Reporting live, I'm Carlos Granda, ABC 7. Eyewitness News.
Carlos, thank you. LA has expanded the list of people who can get free testing. Drivers for public transit, taxis, and rideshare companies like Uber and Lyft, they can now get tested even if they do not have symptoms. The city and county adding more frontline workers to the list in an effort to help protect those who are not able to work from home during the pandemic.
We all know about the massive job losses, but making it worse, workers in some industries have lost their seniority too and will have to start from the bottom if and when their jobs come back. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes has some of their stories and a look at what might be done to help them.
When a pandemic shuts down the world, few people travel, making things very inhospitable for the hospitality industry.
We originally were sort of temporarily let go about 5 weeks ago now. And then 2 days later, we were all terminated, myself and about 200 other workers.
Members of Unite Here joining LA City Council President Nury Martinez on the steps of City Hall. Hotel workers, janitors, security guards, and certain airport employees would get certain job protections in a proposed ordinance that goes before the council tomorrow.
It simply gives workers a basic level of respect. If you lose your job because of COVID-19, well, you will have a chance to get your job back when the businesses reopen.
Unite Here organizers say the City Council ordinance was born after the Chateau Marmont fired most of its employees, told them they could reapply for their jobs once the pandemic ends, but they would lose their seniority and be considered new employees.
The fear is that the employer would bring in folks who have no seniority, who they can pay less. They can, they have less vacations, less benefits.
Eyewitness News reached out to Chateau Marmont's management for comment, but no one from the hotel got back to us before deadline. Chateau Marmont owner Andre Balaz did start a GoFundMe page to raise money for fired employees, donating $100,000 to the cause. As of this afternoon, it had raised roughly $165,000. And on the page, Balaz writes that he intends to recall workers as needed and possibly by seniority.
We depend on these jobs, obviously, to pay rent, for our health insurance. And I don't have health insurance in the middle of a national pandemic.
The City Council is expected to approve the ordinance tomorrow. It does not include restaurant workers, but Unite Here organizers say they will work with the City Council to come up with protections for waiters, cooks, and others in that industry as well.